What could you share with us about beings that we would describe as extraterrestrial or alien, existing in the universe? I'm going to pull 3 cards. And then I'm going to do, I think, some oracle cards. So I'm going to pull 3 for this question. An ace is a yes. Star will take as a yes. Sun will take as a yes. So, are there beings other than us that we would consider extraterrestrial? And what I pulled out is, we have the Page of Wands. Let me get that where you can see that over here. The Page of Wands, the 6 of Cups, and the 2 of Wands. Let's have some oracle cards to go with this to help clue us in here. Are there beings that exist that humans would consider extraterrestrial in the universe? Let's have an oracle card. Or 2. Fogged in. Go slow and take your time. Joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. So they really just have bypassed the yes or no element with, of course, right? It would be ridiculous for us to think that we are the only ones that could possibly exist in this universe, considering the odds of the likelihood of there being other solar systems that can support life in a similar fashion to the way that Earth can. But what I'm seeing is that they've kind of gone straight into, telling about the interactions between these beings that we would consider to be extraterrestrials and humanity. And they're talking about the past. And I think what's important here is looking at the pictures. And we have this boat, from an ancient civilization. And this card, and they're, in a boat making a journey. And this card is about journeying. It's also about new realms, unknown places. But the thing that struck me was the pyramids that are here. And what we have is like the past. And this card, also, the 6 of Cups is about sharing, but it's also about past, distant past. And again, getting the old buildings. And so 3 cards here with civilization. And then we have the 2 of Wands, and he has the world here in his hand, leaving this vast space all around it. Like this is the universe, right? And here's the world. And with this one, looking at the picture, it's a picture of an angel. And that's telling me that maybe that's a way that we have described them in the past. Which is very interesting. I expected a pretty clear yes or no answer, but I didn't expect to have the cards just go into discussing human interaction with them. So my curiosity was about defining where they exist. Curious about the conspiracy theories about alien bases on the moon and the UFOs being seen going into the oceans, and the theories that they live underground in Mount Shasta and places like this. So I wanted to break it down into asking about each of those individual questions. I'm going to do different tarot decks to do that. So I'm going to move on from our acknowledgement that yes, they do exist, and obviously they have interacted with humans on our planet before in our past. So I'm going to ask then about the moon. Would these beings that we consider to be extraterrestrial from our human point of view, do they exist on the moon? Have they existed on the moon? Tell us about the conspiracy theories about moon alien bases. Do these beings that we would consider to be extraterrestrial live on the moon or have existed on the moon? We have the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups. What more here about the moon and alien bases? The beings that we would consider to be extraterrestrial. What more here? Okay, so I have the Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about going to a better place. It's about thoughts and ideas. It's about traveling to a place of safety. Trying to save the women and children type of attitude. In the Ace of Swords here, we have this raven, but what I'm noting is we have the stars behind the raven. The Ace of Swords is about truth and clarity. So for the answer to the alien bases on the moon question and these extraterrestrials, we have an ace, which is a yes. And what I'm getting, here's the, okay, that's a little bit creepy, right? But look at both of these cards and the main focus on both of these cards. The first thing that I was drawn to were eyes looking, staring at you. And this being the King of Wands, and this being the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is about loyalty, dedication. And the King of Wands is about taking constructive action, the authority to do that. The Ace of Swords, justice, truth, but again, just the ace being the yes card here. And the Six of Swords, about being in a better place or going to a better place. And what I'm getting here is maybe it's a safer place. So, kind of creepy even for my idea. But, you know, what I'm getting here is that yeah, you know, now whether it's an alien base or, you know, but their interaction with the moon has to do with watching from a safer place, watching humans from a safer place. What more here about the alien extraterrestrial moon connection, please? I have a couple of these cards. You have a card here that you'd like to use to help us clarify some of this. And this again is the Sacred Travelers deck. And that's got 3 out. Choosing your path. Cleansing waters and journey by moonlight. And again, we'll kind of just really look at these pictures. And then the third one is cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. What else? All is possible. And believe in magic. Interesting that we have the moon. And it's as if this little cherub is, almost like talking to the moon, playing a song for the moon. And then we have this cleansing waters, this purification, activation, vibrant life source. And I feel like I'm going further down the bunny hole of the Saturn moon matrix now. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to have to do a reading on the moon specifically, because this is interesting. What does life force and singing this song to the moon and watching us from the moon? There's a lot more to that. The moon reading is coming then. Absolutely. Interesting. All right, so let's take a look at the next question. All right, for the next question, I'm going to use this tarot deck, and I'm going to focus the question on whether or not these beings that we would consider alien or extraterrestrial are on the planet, inside the planet, underground is the theory. We have things like Mount Shasta that people have seen UFOs flying into. We have many accounts of such things as this, I think in Tibet as well. And our curiosity is about there being a inhabitation within the earth for these beings that we would consider to be extraterrestrial. What can you tell us about that? So I'm going to pull my 3 cards and get a couple oracle cards. We have the 5 of Earth, which is the 5 of Coins, 10 of Air, which is the 10 of Swords, and the Star. So we have the Yes again. The Star was one of the Yes cards. Now I'm going to get a couple of these cards, please, for a little more clarification. So we have the 5 of Coins. This card is indicating insecurity. The 10 of Air, negative thinking. But I'm looking at the birds here. We have vultures. So I have Council, Fire. Another card, please. I have the Star. And I have Drum, Rhythm, Internal Timing, and Council, Fire, which is about decisions. Well, we have the Star card giving us our absolute yes, that there is involvement in a hollow earth. A drum is hollow. And this is talking about internal rhythms. I think that plays into this as well. And also the Council Fire that gathered around there to make, a decision to go into this hollow earth, and they're telling me about why. And the 5 of Coins is about insecurity. And then we have the 10 of Swords, which is negative thinking in this deck. But In the traditional tarot deck, it's about the end. The Ten of Swords is a completion, an end of a way of being. And we have the Star card. So we have insecurity, the end of a way of being, and the Star card, a decision made to move into that hollow earth because of solar activity or something happening on the surface of the earth that might have made it uninhabitable. Now, this leads me to the question of, well, if that was the case, are they still there? So I guess I have yet another question for a further dive into another reading. All right, so let's move on to, are they in the ocean? All right, so back to the traditional tarot for the question about whether or not they are in the ocean as well, these beings that we would consider to be extraterrestrial or alien, unacknowledged by the majority of humanity, and the ocean. We have videos from credible sources that have these unexplained vehicles that fly into the ocean. Tell us about the connection between these beings we would call extraterrestrial in the ocean. What can you share with us there? Right, same thing, pull 3 cards. And I'm going to use the Sacred Travelers deck again to get some oracle cards for that. We have the 6 of Coins, the 6 of Swords again, and the 10 of Wands. We have the 10 of Swords and the Earth. Oh, wrong deck. All right, and can we have a few, I'm trying to get these in the picture for you. 1, 2, 3, what do we need? You tell me. Some clarifying oracle cards here, please. We have the wandering path, enjoying the journey. We have faraway places and some water. And we have unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. Unknown territory, faraway places, and a wandering path. So what I'm seeing is that they use the ocean to get to some of these hollow earth places, these unknown territories that are far away. Note that we have some boats on the water there. And there's a wandering path, a journey. So they go through the ocean to get to the hollow earth. They go through the ocean to get to somewhere, a far away unknown territory for us. And again, we have the go into a safer place card. And, I'm just seeing him kind of like hiding here. He's hiding his face behind this barrier. I mean, he's carrying these sticks, but I'm getting, they go there to be in a safe place. I also like to, how these coins are dropping down. It's sort of like what one of those videos look like, where the UAP was sinking down into the ocean. Well, Here we go. There's yet another reading. That's interesting. So, well, they're everywhere. And I think we have a lot more to learn about them. So I'd like to ask in parting then, tell us what it is that maybe we need to know about these beings that we would consider to be extraterrestrial, that seem to be everywhere, in our water, in our earth, watching us from the moon, spirit. What else do we need to know? What advice for us then, please, in passing? What advice? All right, taking that one. Conscious steps. And letting go. Surrender, freedom. And conscious steps. And more than anything, I think from the advice for these cards is to be deliberate in looking forward about our future. And I'm just sort of seeing how he's walking out the door of this office, like this office being all the things that we think we know, like representing our science and our technology and the things that we think that we have defined as what our world and existence is, our science and what it tells us. To let go of some of, or be prepared, right? To let go of some of those ideas about maybe who these beings are. And taking these conscious steps, being aware and using your discernment and intuition about the stories. Because I did a reading that about the disclosure coming, which I'll connect here. How she's also kind of looking down, being careful not to step into the water. She's looking down at the water and these faraway places and unknown territories. Maybe there's things coming. Maybe there's information that is coming. Maybe we'll learn about those things as our science and technology catches up to being able to explore those depths. Very interesting.